Tonight, welcome in to Mars Gymnasium as we get ready for the JFWA Showcase game. Here presented to you by LMU Community TV as a part of the LMU Sports Network. Tonight, we go high school basketball style. We'll have varsity girls and varsity boys actions tonight. The J. Frank White Academy plays host to nearby Thomas Walker High School from nearby Irwin, Virginia, here for our JFWA Showcase. Adam Haley joined alongside once again this evening by Brandon Burke. Brandon, usually by this point of the night, or usually this point of the year, we're used to doing college basketball. Tonight we go a little bit out of our element, going back to the high school realm.
Absolutely. Not very used to broadcasting these games on Friday night, but here we are at Mary Mars Gymnasium. This Tennessee-Virginia crossover. It's a youth movement this season for both JFWA and Thomas Walker, and very excited to get into some new territory, as you put it, and see if the Knights can keep their undefeated season intact, with Thomas Walker this being the third game of the season.
Interesting part to that. We're going to talk about that a little bit through the pregame and probably throughout the night here. The Lady Knights of J. Frank White Academy already 8 games under their belt, whereas opposed to Thomas Walker, 2 games under their belt. So you kind of wonder if Thomas Walker's still trying to work some things out here early on in the season.
Sure, and they've got a tall task in front of them this afternoon, with J. Frank White not only being 8 games into their belt, but being unbeaten so far on the season. They've won most of their games very convincingly. Anytime you start a season off with a 77-5 victory, you're in store for a pretty good season, and in addition to the fact that there's not a single senior on this team. In fact, only 2 seniors between the 2 teams combined, both of them standing for the Pioneers. But for J. Frank White, as you mentioned, with this terrific start to the season, with 8 wins to their credit, averaging 61 points and 30 rebounds per contest. Those are both very impressive numbers at this high school level of play. So, as you said, the familiarity that J. Frank White has, being 8 games, and with only Thomas Walker, this being their 3rd game, we'll wonder if that will come into play this evening, because this J. Frank White squad has gotten off to a red-hot start in 2018.
If you're unfamiliar with the J. Frank White Academy Lady Knights, they went on a tear last season, working their way all the way to a 23-7 overall record that eventually worked their way down to the NACA tournament, where they championship for that one. So you think, okay, the stakes are high. How can we back that up? How about 8-0 for the first time in program history?
Yeah, no doubt about that. And they've gotten off to an 8-0 start. They've scored at least 70 points twice. They're scoring the ball at will. And if they're going to have success tonight against Thomas Walker, they've got to win the battle inside the painted area for the majority of the contest if they want to pick up their ninth consecutive victory to start this season off. They have very impactful players on the inside and some nice guard play as well. 3 players averaging double digits in the scoring column this year for the Lady Knights. So J. Frank White Academy, like you said, that train has just kept on chugging so far through the first 8 games of the year, and tonight looking to improve to 9-0.
Tonight is all about showcasing not only the J. Frank White Academy here on the campus of Lincoln Memorial University, but also the nearby school of Thomas Walker High School. We've worked with both athletic directors to try to bring the best game we can to you this evening. And I also want to let you know, most of our camera operators this evening are J. Frank White Academy students working with the journalism class that produces the J. Frank White Academy News that airs every Thursday night. So tonight, it's all about the students. We're just kind of here to put some color to the action on the floor, if you will. Let's take our first commercial break. When we return, we'll take a look at your starting lineups and get you ready for tip-off. As it is the Thomas Walker Lady Pioneers, it's the J. Frank White Academy Lady Knights. It's our JFWA Showcase, and it's returning here on LMU Community TV.
Established in Jonesville, Virginia in 1888, Powell Valley National Bank has been serving businesses and residents of the region for more than 125 years and stands as the 5th oldest bank in the Commonwealth today. With additional locations now throughout the region, today Powell Valley National Bank offers the convenience of state-of-the-art banking, whether it be home, personal, business, convenience, or loans, while still assisting its customers one person at a time. Find us online at powvalleybank.com. Powell Valley National Bank. Stability and banking you can count on.
Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Since 1959, Giles Industries has built more than 86,000 quality homes through craftsmanship of team members from the tri-state area. Our clients are extremely important to us, and we're looking for team-oriented family members which allow us to continue that level of excellence known to come with the Giles brand. Our team members receive above-average pay, great health, dental, and vision coverage, a 401k retirement package, and up to 2 weeks paid vacation following the first year of employment. Contact us about joining our Giles Industries family. Giles Industries, quality homes built by family for family.
It's the Old Town Grill.
The Old Town Grill is a special place where you bring more than family, more than friends. Bring a hearty appetite, because at the Old Town Grill, you'll never walk away hungry. A delicious change from the ordinary. The perfect place to bring the entire family. The best food and plenty of it. Join the fun and treat your appetite to something special.
It's the OTG.
The OTG is the place to be.
Juggling my family schedule is a full-time job. Between school, dance practice, work, there's little time left to worry about much else. That's why I use real-time banking from Home Federal Bank. With real-time banking, I know that when I make a deposit, the money goes straight to my account. No delays, no waiting, no wondering. And I get to focus on what's important.
Real-time deposits, real-time access, real-time banking. From Home Federal Bank, always within reach.
Whether traveling for business or pleasure, Sleep Inn and Suites of Middlesboro, Kentucky invites you to dream better here. Located at the foothills of the Cumberland Gap, Sleep Inn and Suites offers luxurious rooms equipped with microwave fridge combo, desk, ergonomic chair, wireless internet, and 32-inch flat-screen TV. While staying with us, visit our fitness center, wake up to our complimentary hot breakfast bar, or have a bedtime snack with our fresh-baked cookies. Sleep Inn and Suites, located off Highway 25E, Middlesboro.
At J. Frank White Academy, academic excellence is affordable. The J. Frank White Academy is more than a high school. Your child will have room to grow in mind, body, and spirit. Small, safe learning environments, individualized learning plans, and cutting-edge technology. Every child deserves a quality education in a safe, nurturing environment. Welcome back to the Mary Morris Gymnasium here for our JFWA Showcase here on LMU Community TV. Captains for both teams are out at midcourt getting their final instructions from our officiating crew, which will be out of the TSSAA. Let's take a look at your starting lineups. First off now for the Lady Pioneers, as we said, coming in with a record of 1-1 on the season. They will start, don't have positions on these, but they will start number 3, Tinley Jackson. She is a freshman, averaging 11 points per contest, 1 rebound, 3 assists, 3 steals, has 1 block on the season. She'll be joined on the court by number 10, Taylon Dibbrell, who is a sophomore, averaging 6.5 points per contest and 3 rebounds. Number 15, Isabel Schwartz, a junior, comes in averaging 2.5 points per contest. Number 22, Abby Bullens, a sophomore, also averaging 2.5 points per contest. And the star of the Thomas Walker Lady Pioneers leading the way with 14.5 points per contest, number 35, Lakin Burke. She is a freshman, as we said, 14.5 points per contest, 6.5 boards, 2.5 steals, 5 blocks average through their first 2 games. So that is the starting lineup first off for Thomas Walker. For the Lady Knights of J. Frank White Academy, they will start at the guard at number 11, Kyla Percy. She's a 5'9 junior, averaging 6 points per contest, 4 steals. They'll also start at a guard, number 53, Presley Cole, who's a 5'8", standing 5'8" with a guard, averaging 15 points per contest, 5 rebounds, 4 steals. Also in there will be number 55, Berea Piercy. She is a 5'10 junior. She'll be playing the guard, averaging 17.5 points per contest, 12 boards, 8 steals. She actually just scored her 1,000th point back on Friday, November the 16th. And starting at the 4 position, number 24, Anna Posey. She's a 5'9 freshman, averaging 4.5 points per contest. And the center this evening is the 6'4 sophomore, number 3, Abigail Garner. Garner averaging 13.5 points per contest, 6 rebounds, 7 blocks is her average. Not a total, 7 blocks average for Garner on the inside. We were kind of watching a little bit in the pregame there, talking about Garner. You don't expect many, I guess it's a 14-year-old standing 6'4".
Yeah, exactly right. Abigail Gardner, I mean, as you mentioned, with 7 blocks as an average on the season so far, and she's a sophomore. for J. Frank White Academy. That's definitely the most encouraging figure for the Lady Knights there. And battling opposite side her this evening will be Burke for Thomas Walker, who averages 5 blocks herself this season as a freshman. So I think that that's going to be the biggest matchup to look at. I think that's, if Thomas Walker is to win this matchup, they've got to contain Garner inside, especially with their lack of depth in terms of height this evening. I think that Garner has got to be the one to stop if you're the visiting Lady Pioneers, because she is a force so far this season with 13 points per contest.
Burke more than likely going to go against, as you said, Garner. But the interesting thing is Burke averaging 14.5, almost 15 points per contest in their first 2 games. Kind of looks like Thomas Walker may go to the inside.
Yeah, I think the most encouraging thing about Burke so far in the season, just 2 games into her high school career, that there's really nowhere to go but up now. I mean, you've gotten off to a fantastic start, averaging 14 points through the first 2 games. In the season opener to lead, but then bouncing back a couple days later by defeating Claiborne. So I think that you're going to see a heavy dose of attempting some shots in the paint tonight for both squads. I think that they're really going to hammer the issue and try and score inside with the front court on both teams.
Go ahead and throw this part out here, because we're going to probably mention at a different point that if the last name for Thomas Walker there, Lakin Burke, sounds a little familiar from our open, it's because it is. Tonight's a special moment for you.
Absolutely.
We talked a little bit. We've talked about trying to do this showcase game for 2 years now. Last year, we couldn't do this, and we're actually going to go to a quick anthem here. When we come back, we'll talk about that connection. We'll return here to the Mary Mars Gymnasium for the JFWA Showcase.
Best tailgate, brisket.
No, real football y pollo asado.
Hoops and wings. Dude, subs.
Hot dogs.
Chili dog.
No, Dodger dog.
It's gotta be crawfish.
Now you're talking. Burgers.
7-layer dip. Ribs. No contest.
Hummus.
What?
You need a hot grill.
And ice cold Coke.
Of course.
Football and Coke. Come on.
It's got to be Coke.
Game day. Race day.
Calls for Coke. You know it.
Grab yourself a Coke.
It's tailgating 101.
Well, it finally happened, Zachary. Somebody burned down my she shed.
Nobody burned down your she shed, Cheryl.
Well, my she shed's on fire.
Your she shed was struck by lightning.
Zachary, is my she shed covered by State Farm?
Your she shed's covered, Cheryl.
You hear that, Victor? I'm getting a new she shed.
She shear?
Mm-hmm.
That's wonderful news.
Go with the one that's here to help life go right. State Farm.
7 years, never a scratch.
That's more than a scratch.
What do you think about a new truck, buddy?
State Farm knows it's more than a truck, so why not give it the protection it deserves?
I am so sorry.
Talk to a State Farm agent today.
So, State Farm will be here to help protect our home.
Of course.
What about here?
Yep. Nice.
Okay. Here?
Who wants tinfoil in the microwave?
Here? Here? Here?
Feels a little awkward.
A little. Here?
You too.
So cold.
Go with the one that's here to help life go right. State Farm.
Back to the JFWA Showcase here as we get ready for varsity girls action between the Thomas Walker Lady Pioneers and the J. Frank White Academy Lady Knights. Had to break away there briefly for the national anthem. We were told one thing and it went half to different, but that's okay. We'll work our way through it. But we're talking about the special connection here between Lakin Burke and our very own Brandon Burke. Now, again, we tried to do this showcase last year. The game we had ended up getting canceled due to, I think it was the flu or something that was going around at the time. So we didn't get to do last year's game. Talked about this one, worked with the athletic director here at the academy to work about which game. He announces he wants to do the Thomas Walker game. We agreed to it. We start looking at rosters and everything. And Brandon, I think you know Miss Lakin on a personal level.
Yeah, that's right. For those listening at home, Lakin Burke is my little sister with her freshman season at Thomas Walker. Obviously, as you mentioned, Adam, this is a very special occasion for myself, being to call my sibling here for the very first time for Thomas Walker, folks. I'll do my best to try and stay impartial, but if I get a little excited, if number 35 puts the basketball in the hoop a few times, then I apologize. But just the big brother coming out in me. So
if the big brother comes out, I'll try to counteract it the other way. So and that's interesting because a lot of broadcasters don't get necessarily that particular moment or so.
Absolutely.
So very, very special evening for the Burke family here.
Yes, no doubt about that.
Camera work being done again by some of our J. Frank White Academy students, as well mingled in with some of our LMU community TV staff here. If you look there on the far side, you're thinking probably not a big crowd on hand, but we can tell you behind us is a packed house.
Yeah.
So we got a lot in store here.
There's been a lot of bodies from Ewing that have made the drive over here to Harrogate for Mary Mars Gymnasium. There's a lot of Thomas Walker fans here.
About a 20, 25, 30-minute drive?
Yeah,
like
easily,
that.
yeah.
Not bad.
Yeah.
So J. Frank White Academy is in the black, Thomas Walker in the blue, and we are underway here inside of the Mary Mars Gymnasium as the Pioneers off the opening tip. Out to the top of the key. This is Schwartz, and she'll settle it in. Looks like J. Frank White out in a man-to-man defense as that pass out of Jackson Sands into the corner, and that'll be the first turnover against the Pioneers.
Pass intended for Tinley Jackson there, just a little bit off target. Maybe just getting the kinks out here in the first possession of the contest.
And it looks like the Knights will have their opening touch here into the front court. It is Cole running the point, gets off to the inside. Nice defensive battle, kick back out. And the Pioneers will reset at the top into the hands of Percy. To the inside. Now it's going to be knocked out briefly and go back toward the Knights as it'll be Piercy, I believe, to have the inbound.
We talked about it in the pregame that we figured that Burke was going to be matched up with Garner. So far, Abby Bullens has drawn that assignment on the big center for J. Frank White.
Back out to the top of the key. There's a pump fake out back. This is Berea Piercy resetting. Thomas Walker in the man-to-man. Swing off into the inside. Nice look down on the block. There's the dribble. One kick out. Free throw shot, no good. And backside rebound pulled down by the Knights. Looks like the Academy will reset. This is Kyla Percy at the top. Both teams out in the man-to-man. We are under a minute in, still scoreless. Going through the pick, the throw, that one is going to be off, and Thomas Walker finally comes away with it. Quickly into the front court. Nice look over to the left side up off the glass. That one is up and good. And Burke puts the Pioneers on the board.
I think if Thomas Walker is going to pull out this W, they're going to have to do that more often, pushing it out in transition after a missed bucket. Nice move by Lakin Burke.
6.5 left to go first quarter, 2-0 in favor of the Lady Pioneers. Ball goes onto the inside. There's going to be an over-the-back call. That will go against Abby Bullens, and that will be her first. Team first.
Again, we mentioned Bullens lining up against Abigail Garner this evening. We'll have to kind of avoid those touch fouls there, reaching in just a little bit too far.
Pull-up jumper right wing. That was good. Abigail Garner ties this one up at 2.
Garner not just a one-dimensional player. She averages 13 points per game for a reason. That's a nice-looking jumper from the elbow.
Lady Knights out in almost like a 3-2 zone look. Called a 1-2-2 as the Piercy's at the top. Knights break it, kick it into the right side up off that glass, and that one's up and good. And there's Bullens with her first 2.
And that bucket was created by the double team that drew to Burke. She found Isabella Schwartz with a beautiful look inside to Bullens, who converted for 2.
Lady Knights passing the ball around back. That actually goes onto the inside, block up off the glass. That one's no good. Pull down. This is Burke running down the far sideline, and she will pull it up, kick out to the top. Over to the right corner. Pump fake, back out to the top. They'll swing the ball around to Burke again. And she will get fouled on the inside. And I believe that will go against Kyla Percy. And it will, and that will be Percy's first, team first against the Lady Knights.
Burke looking to split the defense there and drive to the hole. Got a little bit too much of the freshman's arm there, and that's what drew the whistle from the official.
Pioneers got to get this one on the inbound, and now they do so. Pump, kick out. This is Burke putting it on the floor. Met by the defense. And it's going to be a jump possession that will go the way of the Lady Knights.
A lot of contact there on the block on that possession. That's a good job from J. Frank White to knock the ball away without getting called for the foul. Very physical down low early here.
4-2, Pioneers still in the lead. This one's going to be up and no good. But the Pioneers, or the Lady Pioneers, will commit the foul. Foul go against Abby Bullens, and that is her second.
Yeah, that's very key for Thomas Walker here early, as we now see Mays get ready to check in for the Lady Pioneers with 2 fouls on Bullens here in the first quarter.
Berea Piercy at the line, shooting 2. First one, no good. As Brandon said, we will see Madison Mays, the junior, check into the lineup, averaging 2.5 points per contest. And that will set Piercy back to the line for her second. On its way, that was good. So Piercy goes 1 for 2 from the free throw line, and it's 4-3 in favor of Thomas Walker. Ball, luckily, back into the hands of the Pioneers. Up to the top, kick off to the right side. Right now, Pioneers working the ball around. And that's going to be a traveling violation, or double dribble is what they're going to call against DeBoer.
Pioneers fortunate to even push the ball inside there as the trailer pass intended for Burke early on wasn't ready for it, but fell into the hands of Tinley Jackson on the corner. But again, working one-on-one in the post was DeBrell, and that's another turnover for Thomas Walker.
4-3, 4:45 left to go here inside of this first quarter. Pioneers leading here early. Pass onto the inside, pull up off the jumper is good by Garner. She has 4, and the Lady Knights take their first lead.
Nice lob inside of the sophomore. Easy deuce there.
Pass batted around. Here's the fast break. Kayla Piercy has it. Had somebody in front of her. She'll take it all the way coast to coast. That one's no good. Rebound pulled down underneath the basket. Kick out. Shot off the backside of the backboard. No good. And that will go out of bounds back toward the Pioneers. Actually, it's going to be overruled. And I'm going to say it will be J. Frank White basketball. Like I said, that one was partially touched before it went out. And Thomas Walker takes the timeout, as that is Jonathan Lovelace, the coach there for the Lady Pioneers, taking a 30-second timeout here with 4:17 left to go inside of this first quarter.
And I think the biggest message that Coach Lovelace is giving to Thomas Walker right there, over the past 30, 45 seconds or so, spanning about 3 or 4 possessions, the tempo and the pace of the game went in favor of J. Frank White Academy. I think that's something that the Lady Pioneers have to avoid here as the game moves on. They have got to avoid those turnovers, because when they cough the ball up, the Lady Knights converted those into a couple of easy buckets.
So it will be Knights basketball on the inbound. They will have it on the far baseline. Thomas Walker's coach saying, whoa, whoa, whoa. He didn't see the reversal of the call. Thought he had the ball.
Yeah.
And rightfully, yeah.
Well, it was a very close call. It was hard to tell, at least from that first view.
Ball goes to the inside, and it's going to be a foul, as it was Garner going up for the shot. Wait and see who they call the personal on here. It's going to be 35. That'll be Burke.
So J. Frank White again going to the well once more with Garner, and when you have a 6'4" sophomore center there for the Lady Knights, you know, why wouldn't you keep hammering it inside, especially when you've got the Lady Pioneers in some early foul trouble.
First one off the rim, no good. This team comes in by some of the stats we had, only shooting 55% from the free throw line. The second one was missed, and the ball will eventually go out of bounds back to J. Frank White Academy.
And even though both of those free throws were missed by Garner, J. Frank White gets the offensive rebound. They've controlled the battle on the glass so far, and that definitely favors the Lady Knights.
Ball to the top of the key, kick off to the right side. Again, Thomas Walker looking to be in a man-to-man, pass onto the inside. A little too hard to handle that time by Garner. Out to the top, they'll swing the ball. Actually, they'll hold to the top. This is Kyla Piercy. And she will hand off to Berea Piercy. Pass over to the left corner. Kick out. Pull up jumper from the left side. That one's good.
Beautiful ball movement on the perimeter that time for J. Frank White. That was their most half-court style offensive possession they've ran thus far, and with good results. Nice jumper from Piercy.
Piercy picks up her first 2, and it's 7-4. Jumper from the right corner, no good. Rebound being fought for, will go to out of bounds. I believe it'll go back to the Pioneers.
Great look from the Pioneers, just couldn't get that 3 ball to fall. Jackson is Thomas Walker's best shooter from the perimeter, so we got to attempt more looks for that if you're Thomas Walker.
Pass onto the inside, and it'll be a jump possession that will stay with Thomas Walker. Pass initially not received, fought for on the ground, and luckily Thomas Walker had the possession arrow. We'll try it again on the inside. Kicked out to the top. To the right. Trying to go up with it, does so, and the basket is good by Burke. She has 4.
Burke was open there on the inbounds pass. Thomas Walker missed her initially, but once they got the ball into her hand, she created some offense on the corner and converted the deuce.
Pass onto the inside, drew the triple team, and here's the Pioneers as we're going to get a foul on the fast break, and that one should go against Berea Piercy, and it does. That'll be her first.
Great defense, some 20 feet away from the basket there by Thomas Walker to force a rare J. Frank White Academy turnover here in this first quarter. Now let's see if the Lady Pioneers can capitalize on it and try and maybe take the lead for the first time.
Schwartz to the right side. In the hands of Mays. Mays just gives off. Nice look on the inside. Turnaround jumper is no good by Dibble, but it will draw the foul.
Almost like J. Frank White was sort of daring them to fire off a pass inside into the painted area to Debrell. I don't know if Garner was necessarily expecting her to try and go all the way up to the cup with it, but nice aggressiveness by Thomas Walker there.
Foul goes against Abigail Garner. It's her first. And we'll see Debrell at the line to shoot 2. First one on its way. It's good. Tying it up at 7 with 2:48 left to go here inside of the first quarter. She'll have one more. Second shot on its way. That one's good. First player this evening to go 2 for 2 from the line. That puts the Pioneers back into the lead 8-7. Lady Knights working the ball around. Off into the left corner. And the ball will be eventually knocked to the bounds back to the Lady Knights.
And now the active hands on defense for Thomas Walker. It's getting a little sloppy there in the paint for J. Frank White. The defense is turning up for the visitors.
Pass to the inside, turn around, no backboard used there, and it's going to be no good. And the Pioneers running quickly out, going up and being rejected. The ball will stay here. It was Jackson. Didn't have the numbers, still went up with it, and Pioneers will keep possession.
Well, nonetheless, they still tried to attack the Lady Knights off of that missed basket inside. A forced shot by J. Frank White on the previous possession, and that results in Thomas Walker getting out to run.
Pass comes in, one dribble up off the glass. It's good. That's Burke. She has 6, and she draws the foul.
Terrific movement without the basketball by Burke there, and good recognition to attack and get right into the teeth of the J. Frank White defense, and also nice poise to stay in the air and convert the layup.
Fouls against Berea Piercy, her second. Burke at the line to convert the old-fashioned three-point play. In and out of the rim, no good. Pioneers there with an offensive board, and they will reset into the half court. Schwartz at the top, feeling the pressure. Kicks off, had a nice look. And it's going to be a jump possession that will go back to the way of J. Frank White Academy.
Both teams are doing a very nice job this evening of collecting a lot of offensive rebounds, especially off of free throws. We've seen that on multiple occasions so far tonight.
2 minutes left to go, first quarter, 10-7 in favor of the visitors. Ball being worked now to the left side. This is Kyla Piercy, gives off to Berea Piercy. It's like almost like the Academy's trying to find a hole. They do so, pull up jumper from the left side, too long, and the Pioneers will come over the board. Baseball pass, up off the backboard, almost went in, pulled down, up off the glass that time, no good by Burke, and the Academy comes away with it. They're going to try to run fast break. To the right side, that's to the left side. Pull up jumper, that's a 2, and it's up and good by Kyla Piercy, I should say.
Another sweet jumper from the left side. That seems to be Piercy's sweet spot. Can you imagine if that baseball pass from Debrell would have gone in a few moments ago? That would have been the shot of the year, and inadvertently.
Pioneers, there's a shot by Jackson, and she will draw the foul.
Should be on Kyla Piercy. That would be her second foul of the day.
And it is.
And that sends Thomas Walker back to the free throw line, and Tinley Jackson, a pretty surefire free throw shooter for Thomas Walker. As we mentioned, she's their best shooter on the perimeter.
She'll have 2, first on its way. It's good. So right now, the Lady Pioneers trying to, at least in the first quarter, spoil the showcase game here. As Jackson will have one more. Second one on its way. Those are pretty. She's 2 for 2.
Yeah, that's a nice looking arc there for Jackson. And again, one of Thomas Walker's freshmen, so a lot of ways to go in the upwards direction for the Lady Pioneers.
Here's the drive down the right side, up off the glass. No good. Rebound, fought for, put back up, and that one's up and good by Garner. And that was height getting that rebound.
And you saw the contest by Burke there to force the first miss, but then just the tenacity on the offensive rebounding department for Garner to be able to grab that board and put it in easily. She's got 6 now.
3 ball on the way. That one's good. Madison Mays from downtown. And it is 15 to 11 in favor of the Pioneers.
That could be a momentum changer here as we end towards the first quarter.
Running jumper, no good. Pulled down by the Pioneers. They want to run. Lost the handle momentarily in the backcourt. Being fought for. Quick bounce pass knocked off the ankles of Schwartz, and it will go out of bounds back to the to the Knights.
As J. Frank White faces a 4-point deficit right now, something to note early on here that Berea Piercy has yet to find the scoreboard so far this evening. To my knowledge,
she got a free throw.
She's got one off of a free throw, so not attempted a field goal yet that has been converted. So we'll see if she becomes more aggressive here.
Checking into the lineup was Anna Posey. Posey, a 5'9" junior. And with 8.5 seconds to go, Pioneers working the ball out of the turnover. They'll get it across half court with 5. Pump fake. Wanting to shoot the 3, cannot do so. Battle being fought for, and it will go out of bounds as the clock will expire. And that will do it for the first quarter of action. We played one here in the girls' game of our JFWA Showcase. Our score, it's the Pioneers 15. It's the Knights 11.
At Holiday Inn, you know you're staying with the best in the business. That's why at Holiday Inn Express of Middlesboro, our goal is to meet your every need, from our standard rooms to our mini and executive suites. At Holiday Inn Express, we're here to make your stay in the area a relaxing one. Start your day with a delicious breakfast, get a workout in our outdoor pool or fitness center, visit with friends on our patio, or tie up loose ends in our business center. Whatever your need, Holiday Inn Express of Middlesboro has you covered. Let us show you why we're a 3-time award winner with IHG. Holiday Inn Express, Middlesboro.
Make Boone's BP your destination for everything from gas, snacks, and soft drinks to beer, wine, and lottery tickets. Boone's has some of the cheapest prices in the tri-state area. And while you're there, visit their 24-hour ice house to make sure your beverages are the coldest around. Boone's is just a short drive from Harrogate and Middlesboro and is open Monday through Thursday 6 to 10 p.m., Friday and Saturday 6 to 11, and Sunday 7 to 10. Boone's BP, located on 58 across from the Buffalo.
Back out to Mary Emar's Gymnasium here on the campus of Lincoln Memorial University. It is the start of the second quarter, and it is Thomas Walker leading the undefeated J. Frank White Academy Knights by the score of 15 to 11. For Thomas Walker, Madison Mays with 3, Lakin Burke with 6. Tinley Jackson, Talon Dibbrell, each with 2 free throws. And leading the way for the Lady Knights is Abigail Garner, who has 6. Kyla Piercy has 4.
So far, the battle between Garner and Burke has lived up to the hype, each with 6 points apiece.
It will be the Pioneers to have the inbound to get us started here in the second quarter. Pass onto the inside, turn around up off the glass. That one's up and good by Abby Bullens. She now has 4, and the lead increases to 17 to 11.
Terrific start to this second quarter for the sophomore, who had 2 early fouls. Now it's 2 buckets inside.
Nobody picked up the driver, Presley Cole. She takes the lane, hits the basket, and draws the foul.
And that's going to go against Lakin Burke for the second time this evening. Nice drive, as you said, by Presley Cole, who averages 15 points per game. She's used to slashing inside at a consistent basis, and there it was again.
Shot on its way, and she will convert the old-fashioned three-point play, and it is now 17 to 14 in favor still of Thomas Walker. Into the front court is Jackson. Kickoff to the right side. That's a 3-ball on the way. That one's no good. Rebound being pulled down. And a host of trees. No foul called, and the Academy will come away with it. Wow. Trailing by 3. They can tie this one up here.
What a terrific offensive rebound from Burke, but better defense there by J. Frank White to not let her convert into some second chance points.
Suddenly, this game went a little fast-paced with the Academy missing on one shot. Defensive board pulled down by the Knights, or excuse me, by the Pioneers. Right now, the Pioneers rotating on the outside. One dribble, trying to go up off the block. That one is rejected. And this is the Academy coming across half court.
And once again, the defensive presence of Garner forcing the missed shot.
3-ball on the way, no good by Cole. And the Pioneers with it into the front court as Jackson at the point. Off to the right side. Drive. And we're going to get a 3-second call away from the action, as that was Mays driving. Didn't know if she was going to go up with it or eventually give it off. But nevertheless, it's another turnover. 6.5 left to go here now inside of the first half. Pioneers still leading by 3. Kickoff into the right corner. That's a long 2, I believe. We'll have a foul on the rebound. And I believe they're going to give that to, I believe that's going to be Piercy,
yeah.
Berea Piercy. And that'll be her third.
Yes.
And that will bring Kyla Piercy into the lineup.
Big call there at 6:18 here in the second quarter, as that's the third foul on Piercy here this evening. Again, I think Thomas Walker is going to have to come up there on the perimeter on Garner a few more times. She likes that jumper there from about 15, 16 feet.
With Berea Piercy on the bench, you're talking about 17.5 points that you've got sitting there. Offensive rebound pulled down, no good. Second shot, blocked, no good. Third shot, no good. And the Academy will come away with the rebound.
Man, you talk about a lot of contact inside. Tremendous offensive rebounding from Burke inside, but once again, just the defensive presence by J. Frank White to force another miss. One miss after another there.
Letting them play a little bit.
Yeah, no doubt about that.
Ball will go out of bounds back to J. Frank White Academy with 5:48 left to go here inside of the first half.
Inbounds pass was volleyball swatted there by Burke inside. We'll stay with the Lady Knights.
We played volleyball in this gymnasium.
Well, Burke actually plays volleyball as well for Thomas Walker.
See, there you go. Pass onto the inside, now back out to the top. This is Presley Cole off into the corner. They will swing the ball around. Working the ball up now to the top. Trying to work. Kick off into the corner. Trying to drive the sideline. Back out. Here's a wide open look up off the glass. No good. Offensive rebound pulled down. That one's up. That one's no good. Defensive rebound pulled down, and it'll come back out to Thomas Walker.
Yeah, that's got to be a shot that J. Frank White must convert here, especially with this three-point deficit. They're getting some nice looks there in the painted area, but just unable to finish so far tonight.
So we're approaching the 5-minute mark here left to go. Pass. We're going to get a foul on the pass.
We saw Lakin Burke double team there as soon as she gained possession of the basketball right there on the elbow towards the free throw line area. Again, just with a little too much contact, and then I'll send her to the free throw line once more.
Foul goes against Presley Cole. That's her first. And we'll see Lakin Burke to the line to shoot 2. 0 for 1 from the free throw line already here this evening. Shot on its way. Good. Unofficially has 7. And we'll see Berea Piercy check back into the lineup with her 3 personals. Burke to have 1 more. Second one on its way. Off the back iron, too hard. So she goes 1 for 2 at the line. And the lead is 18-14 with under 5 to go here in this first half. Pass onto the inside. That one's up off the glass, no good. What I've seen from Thomas Walker is they're pushing that block player, the block back out, as after the steal, Garner gets the 2 there, but they're pushing those post players out.
Yes.
And when they turn, they're not ready at the right spot on the backboard.
Right. And there on that particular possession, that was a look that Garner could have converted, but once more, the offensive rebounding by the Lady Knights with the second chance points.
That one's going to be blocked out by Dibble, and that will stay with the Lady Knights. Trailing 18-16. Pass comes around, 3-ball on the way. That one's no good. Rebound pulled down on the backside.
We'll see if Thomas Walker keeps to try hammer inside with another bucket in the painted area.
It's going to be a double dribble call against Madison Mays. She came into the front court running the point, realized when she got to the three-point line, nobody picked her up, went to the free throw line, or the three-point to the free throw line, I should say.
Well, yeah, that slight hesitation is what caused the turnover there, as you mentioned.
Nice drive going up. That one's swatted out, and the Pioneers come away with it.
Not sure if that was DeBrell or Bullens, but nonetheless, that was a Lady Pioneer that stopped that basketball as soon as it left J. Frank White's hands.
They've left some lanes, but the inside defense has been making that part up.
Yes.
One dribble underneath, goes up, blocked, pull down on the backside, and that'll be a foul. We'll see who this one's going to be against. That's going to be Kyla Piercy, and I believe that'll be her third.
Yes. So
now she has 3.
Right, so now Thomas Walker has forced the Lady Knights into some foul trouble as well, and they've exploited that nicely so far tonight. And that's Thomas Walker's bread and butter so far on the season. They like to score in that area as they have the personnel to do so.
Abby Bullens is at the line. She hits the first, she'll have one more. .345 left to go here in this first half. Will be a lane violation if this does not go. And it does not, and there will be a lane violation on the inside, which will give Bullens another opportunity.
Bullens has done a nice job here in the second quarter. She picked up 2 early fouls, and she's been able to play so far almost for 5 whole minutes here in this period without picking up another one. So I used to that 10-minute clock instead of 8.
Second shot on its way, and then she commits the lane violation. And it'll be J. Frank White Academy basketball.
Yeah, leaned just a little bit too far, stepped right in front of that line, and that draws the lane violation against Thomas Walker.
19-16, Pioneers still leading. They've led the majority of this contest as we have about 3:35 and counting until halftime. I'll remind you at halftime, we will break away momentarily, but we'll come back and let you see the J. Frank White Academy cheerleaders in their halftime routine. That foul will go against you, Jinkster.
Yeah,
Abby Bullens.
I sure did. You took the words right out of my mouth. That was a nice drive from Piercy there for J. Frank White. Staying aggressive. Thomas Walker bit on the pump fake there, and it cost him.
Shot on its way is good. And I have to apologize. The roster I had does not have the number 30 on it. So we're going to get that here just momentarily for J. Frank White. Second shot on its way. Off the right side, no good. And it will stay with the Academy. Ball be placed on the baseline, coming on the near base. Ball being kicked around. Pump fake, kicked out. Ball goes off onto the inside. One dribble, up off the glass. And that's good. And that's what we were talking about is Garner will get into double figures. She knew where she was out of the block that time, put it on the floor, and then went up.
Terrific execution for J. Frank White. As you mentioned, they got Garner right where she wanted her in the one-on-one opportunity, and an overpowering hook shot there for the sophomore.
Pass goes into the inside, stolen away, and the Knights are running. They do not have the numbers. Bounce pass to the right side, up off the, well, I was going to say glass, but never touched the glass as there was a foul on the shot. And that will go against Madison Mays. It'll be her first.
You can feel the momentum a little bit swinging now further towards J. Frank White's side as of the past several possessions. They've been able to execute better on the offensive end than they had previously. As it looks like we have a timeout here.
We got a full timeout. Let's take a 1-minute break here. We're tied at 19 with 2:56 left to go here inside of the first half here on our JFWA Showcase.
From good food to good music, Angelo's in the Gap has your recipe for a good time. Whether it's our signature cuisines, piping hot and fresh from the oven, or our cold selection of domestic beers and other adult beverages, Angelo's blends your taste buds with the finest local music around Wednesday through Saturday night. If you're looking to unwind or to begin pregame, catch Angelo's Happy Hour from 4 to 6 p.m. daily in the vault. Angelo's open 4 to 11 p.m. Monday through Thursday, 4 p.m. to midnight Friday, noon to midnight on Saturday, and noon to 9 p.m. Sunday. Angelo's in the Gap. At Emery Exterminating Company, we have more than 30 years experience in pest control and are a family-owned full-service company that utilizes integrated techniques to manage pests that invade your home or business. If you have a rodent, ant, or bug problem, Emery Exterminating is dedicated to reducing your insect and pest populations. Our belief is that we're only as good as our employees, and that's why each of our technicians are extensively trained with the latest technologies and are reliable, efficient, and professional at all times. For more information of what Emery Exterminating can do to rid your home of unwanted pests, contact us today. Emery Exterminating Company.
2:56 left to go here inside of our first half. And we've got clarification. Number 30 for the Lady Knights is Kinsey Lefevers. She was listed as number 2 in our initial roster. She's wearing number 30 tonight, so we got that corrected. We're tied at 19 here in the first half. 2:56 left to go inside that first half. And out of the timeout, it's going to be Kyla Piercy to have her second. And she misses it. And it'll be the Pioneers to come over with the rebound. Into the front court. This is Jackson running the point. Looks like the Knights have now embarked off into a 2-3 zone. 3 ball on the way left wide. That's too wide or too hard. And it will be taken down by the Lady Knights in the backcourt.
Yeah, Thomas Walker's got a couple of good looks there on either side of the wing, but haven't gotten a 3 ball to fall just yet.
Cole at the top. Pioneers in a man-to-man. Gives off to Lefevers. Nice look on the inside. Trying to go reverse. Got too far. And it'll be the Pioneers walking away with the defensive board. No numbers. Pull up 3. That's going to be too far. Backside rebound, though, pulled down and put up by Megan Moore.
Sometimes that's the best thing to do in transition when you don't have the numbers. Pull up for a 3-pointer, and there was Moore at the perfect time, at the perfect place for some more second chance points for the visitors.
Ball being swung around. This is Lefevers. She wants to drive initially. Thought about it, being guarded by Dibble. Gives off onto the inside. Pull up. Good. Abigail Garner has 12 unofficially. And again, you cannot coach height.
Well, and it was a nice screen from Berea Piercy that freed her up. And then we've seen her convert a few hook shots, but not a fadeaway so far tonight. That was nice looking stuff.
Blocked by Garner. And J. Frank White Academy running. Lefevers stops, and she'll bring the ball back out. Piercy spins, goes up off the glass, no good. Rebound being fought for underneath, and it'll go out of bounds back to Thomas Walker.
Nice move with the basketball by Piercy to try to spin past the defender. The runner just a little bit off target, but now we'll see how these last 65 seconds of the half, we'll see who comes away with the advantage and gets into the half with some momentum.
Ball being swung around. Right now this is Mays, gives off into the middle. And that zone collapse. Going up with it is DeBrell, and she will draw the foul, I believe, from Garner.
Pioneers have started several possessions here tonight with the pass into Burke on the right elbow, and while she was harassed by defenders, was able to shovel the pass into DeBrell as she was falling forward. A nice play there from Burke to give DeBrell to the free throw line.
DeBrell will have 2. First one on its way. Good. Checking into the lineup for Thomas Walker is Isabel Schwartz. Into the lineup for J. Frank White Academy is Anna Posey. But they'll play the last 52 seconds or so here of this half. As it's going to be DeBrell to have the second. Shot on its way. Good. She is 4 for 4 unofficially from the free throw line. And the Pioneers have got the lead 23-21. Pass on the inside, stole it away. Quick pass, up, 1 dribble, up off the glass, no good, too hard. Rebound pulled down by the Lady Knights. We're gonna run, across the timeline. Down, shot, no good. Backside rebound being fought for. And they're gonna call a jump ball that will stay with J. Frank White.
Interesting, a couple of mimicked possessions between Thomas Walker and J. Frank White. 2 baseball passes and 2 missed shots inside. Very close to a straight-up foul there against J. Frank White, but nonetheless, a jump ball is the call.
Lefevers trying to find something in the man-to-man, gives off to Piercy. Piercy drives down the left side, and she'll draw the foul. I believe it's going to be against 10. That'll be Jabril. I believe that's her first.
Yes.
And that will send Berea Piercy to the line to shoot 2. She is 1 for 2 on the evening. Make her now 2 for 3 as she hits that one.
Piercy's struggling a little bit from the field here tonight, but some field goals aren't going in. The best ball go through the hoop at the free throw line and to stay aggressive.
She'll have one more to tie this one up. That one's off the rim, no good. Rebound being fought for. Being fouled around in there, thrown up, and it's going to be a jump possession. And Thomas Walker has a 1-point advantage here, 23-22. We'll see if they'll hold for one. Pass off to the left side. They'll give off into the inside. Trying to go coast to coast, and there is Burke for the deuce. 25-22. Buzzer beater will not go, and that is how we'll go to the halftime break. Thomas Walker has the lead here at home or on the road in the JFWA Showcase. Right now they lead the Lady Knights 25-22. This break briefly. We'll come back with your halftime statistics and the J. Frank White Academy cheerleaders right here on the LMU Community TV.
What we're trying to do at ARH is not just provide care, but to provide the highest quality of care. We are one heart.
So you'll be here to help protect my car?
State Farm will be here.
Okay. What about here?
Yep. Nice. My screen didn't crack.
Thank goodness. What about
Obviously.
here?
I don't think so.
That makes sense.
What about here?
Here too.
Awesome.
That wasn't my fault.
Go with the one that's here to help life go right. State Farm.
Halftime score here in our JFWA Showcase in varsity girls. It is the Thomas Walker Pioneers 25. It's the J. Frank White Academy Lady Knights 22. Here's our cheerleader, White Academy. Halftime performance there by the J. Frank White Academy Lady Knights cheerleaders. Again, halftime score is Thomas Walker trying to spoil it here, 25-22, as the boys teams will come out and start warming up here. Interesting first half. Both teams really wanting to work onto the inside, and it kind of comes down to a little bit of foul trouble that J. Frank White's going to have to deal with in the second half.
Yeah, I think that both sides at numerous times this evening had some good looks from beyond the painted area. I think that J. Frank White had a couple of nice mid-range jumpers that didn't go. Likewise, Thomas Walker went for a couple of open threes that wouldn't fall, but when you don't have that interior shooting that works for either side, then that's when you attack the glass, and that's what both teams have done thus far. Through one half of action tonight, Abby Garner and Lakin Burke have definitely lived up to their billing so far. Garner with 12 points, which is just one off her average for the season already in one half of play, and Burke just 5 points away from matching her average as well. And in addition to that, it's been some nice play from Bullens, from Thomas Walker to kind of share the load between herself and Burke in order to maintain Garner. But in addition to that, J. Frank White's gotten some nice play from Kyla Piercy. She's been aggressive so far, and she has been diverting the attention away to Garner at times, but I think that through one half of action, it's been just about as even as you could imagine here, and it's been a very entertaining matchup.
25-22 is our halftime score. Interesting, really, if you look at it, the way they kind of played out there in that second quarter. for the most part, they were pretty well even. Again, Thomas Walker had a 4-point lead out of the first quarter. It shrinks 1. They only scored 10 points there in that second quarter of action. Spreading the wealth, you've got Burke with 9, Mays with 3, Bullens with 5, Megan Moore has 2, Taylon DeBrell has 4, Tinley Jackson has 2. Unofficially for Thomas Walker. For J. Frank White, as you said, Abigail Garner with 12. Kinsley Lefevers has a free throw. You have Kyla Piercy with 4, Preston Cole with 3, and Berea Piercy with 2. But right now, both Piercys with 3 fouls to go with Bullens 3 fouls for Thomas Walker. Interested to see how long they will try to keep themselves out of foul trouble in that second half.
Yeah, I think the message for Coach Lovelace and Thomas Walker at the halftime break is going to be just stay the course. Keep doing what you're doing over the second half. There's not really much else that we need to change other than our perimeter shooting if you're Thomas Walker. And I think that for the Pioneers, for a team that really has only seen 6 players tonight, you've only seen really one significant substitution being Moore outside of the starting 5 for Thomas Walker. But they've come to play here, this being their 3rd game of the season. And based off of our play in the first half, it seems that the final 16 minutes of play are going to be just as entertaining, especially if it comes down to these free throw shooting. I think that both of these teams are primed if that is to happen.
Let's take a break here in our halftime in Game 1 of our JFWA Showcase. Again, Thomas Walker, the Pioneers leading the Lady Knights of J. Frank White Academy 25-22. We're returning with more at halftime here inside of the Mary Mars Gymnasium. We'll return here on LMU Community TV.
Established in Jonesville, Virginia in 1888, Powell Valley National Bank has been serving businesses and residents of the region for more than 125 years and stands as the 5th oldest bank in the Commonwealth today. With additional locations now throughout the region, today Powell Valley National Bank offers the convenience of state-of-the-art banking, whether it be home, personal, business, convenience, or loans, while still assisting its customers one person at a time. Find us online at powvalleybank.com. Powell Valley National Bank, stability and banking you can count on.
Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Since 1959, Giles Industries has built more than 86,000 quality homes through craftsmanship of team members from the tri-state area. Our clients are extremely important to us, and we're looking for team-oriented family members which allow us to continue that level of excellence known to come with the Giles brand. Our team members receive above-average pay, great health, dental, and vision coverage, a 401k retirement package, and up to 2 weeks paid vacation following the first year of employment. Contact us about joining our Giles Industries family. Giles Industries, quality homes built by family for family.
It's the Old Town Grill.
The Old Town Grill is a special place where you bring more than family, more than friends. Bring a hearty appetite, because at the Old Town Grill, you'll never walk away hungry. A delicious change from the ordinary. The perfect place to bring the entire family. The best food and plenty of it. Join the fun and treat your appetite to something special.
It's the OTG.
The OTG is the place to be.
Juggling my family schedule is a full-time job. Between school, dance practice, work, there's little time left to worry about much else. That's why I use real-time banking from Home Federal Bank. With real-time banking, I know that when I make a deposit, the money goes straight to my account. No delays, no waiting, no wondering. And I get to focus on what's important.
Real-time deposits, real-time access, real-time banking. From Home Federal Bank, always within reach.
Whether traveling for business or pleasure, Sleep Inn and Suites of Middlesboro, Kentucky invites you to dream better here. Located at the foothills of the Cumberland Gap, Sleep Inn and Suites offers luxurious rooms equipped with microwave fridge combo, desk, ergonomic chair, wireless internet, and 32-inch flat-screen TV. While staying with us, visit our fitness center, wake up to our complimentary hot breakfast bar, or have a bedtime snack with our fresh-baked cookies. Sleep Inn and Suites, located off Highway 25E, Middlesboro.
At J. Frank White Academy, academic excellence is affordable. The J. Frank White Academy is more than a high school. Your child will have room to grow in mind, body, and spirit. Small, safe learning environments, individualized learning plans, and cutting-edge technology. Every child deserves a quality education in a safe, nurturing environment. Back to the halftime here in Game 1 of our JFWA Showcase. There you see it, Thomas Walker leading J. Frank White Academy 25-22. Adjustments, I feel like for Thomas Walker, keep running the course for the Academy. Are you used to being in a close game? We talked about their season. Carter was a 1-point game. Are they used to being in this spot?
Yeah, absolutely. I think when you look at their season through 8 games, that 1-point victory against Carter is the only one where the game had to have been decided in the final couple of minutes. Now it's about how you respond to being down by 3 at the halftime break. I think that the guard play from J. Frank White Academy may have to improve a little bit in the second half, get some better looks in on the perimeter, and be able to convert those and get some of that attention away from Garner. Then you can kind of lull the Thomas Walker defense to sleep a little bit and go back to the well a few times. And like you just mentioned, for the Pioneers, just keep staying the course, attack J. Frank White, who's been in foul trouble here over the first half, and if they can get some of those 3 balls to sink in, then that deficit could get larger.
That will be something else. Can the Piercies avoid that 4th foul?
Yes.
I feel like they got to wait till the 4th quarter before they can commit that one, or they're going to spend a lot of time over here on the sideline.
No doubt, especially in the sense that the Lady Knights are not a very deep squad as well, and with a lot of youth, that's something that coaching has to really come into a factor here in the second half in order to make sure that those players stay disciplined and don't commit any silly fouls down the stretch.
We got 1 half left to go here in our first JFWA Showcase game. Again, our halftime score, it's the visitors, the Thomas Walker Lady Pioneers, leading the Lady Knights 25-22. 3rd quarter when we return here on LMU Community TV.
Best tailgate, brisket.
No, real football y pollo asado.
Hoops and wings. Dude, subs.
Hot dogs.
Chili dog.
No, Dodger dog.
It's gotta be crawfish.
Now you're talking. Burgers.
7-layer dip. Ribs. No contest.
Hummus.
What?
You need a hot grill.
And ice cold Coke.
Of course.
Football and Coke. Come on.
It's got to be Coke.
Game day. Race day.
Calls for Coke.
You know it.
Grab yourself a Coke.
It's tailgating 101.
Well, it finally happened, Zachary. Somebody burned down my she shed.
Nobody burned down your she shed, Cheryl.
Well, my she shed's on fire.
Your she shed was struck by lightning.
Zachary, is my she shed covered by State Farm?
Your she shed's covered, Cheryl.
You hear that, Victor? I'm getting a new she shed.
She shear?
Mm-hmm.
That's wonderful news.
Go with the one that's here to help life go right. State Farm.
7 years, never a scratch.
That's more than a scratch.
What do you think about a new truck, buddy?
State Farm knows it's more than a truck, so why not give it the protection it deserves?
I am so sorry.
Talk to a State Farm agent today.
At Holiday Inn, you know you're staying with the best in the business. That's why at Holiday Inn Express of Middlesboro, our goal is to meet your every need, from our standard rooms to our mini and executive suites. At Holiday Inn Express, we're here to make your stay in the area a relaxing one. Start your day with a delicious breakfast, get a workout in our outdoor pool or fitness center, visit with friends on our patio, or tie up loose ends in our business center. Whatever your need, Holiday Inn Express of Middlesboro has you covered. Let us show you why we're a 3-time award winner with IHG. Holiday Inn Express, Middlesboro.
Back as we get ready to start the 3rd quarter of action. Again, Thomas Walker leading the Lady Knights of J. Frank White Academy by the score of 20. Go ahead. We got a few seconds here to let you know our crew for this girls' game. Being directed this evening by Elizabeth Manning. Camera operation, Rose Mountain, Will DeBusk. Help from Jessica Jackson. Jacob Melton doing floor camera. Help from Brett Fisher. Our floor director is Caroline Sousa. So we get ready for the 3rd quarter of action here. It'll be the Knights to have the ball on the right side of our monitor here. And on the inbounds will be Kyla Piercy.
This first possession here may be a good indication of how the second half, what the biggest trend is going to be here for both teams.
Don't know with the coaching trends of head coach Dan Piercy, but his team was in the locker room for an extended period of time there.
Yes.
Up off the glass, no good. We'll have a personal foul, however, called underneath. Let's see who they'll call this one on. It's on 15. That is Isabel Schwartz.
Yes.
That'll be her first.
Yes, could have gone really either way on either Schwartz or Burke. Schwartz came in with the help on the lead pass there to Garner as she knocks down the first.
Garner now leading all scorers with 13, and she'll have one more. There you see a nice shot of the Mary Mars Gymnasium. Second shot on its way off the rim, no good. And rebound pulled down to the backside. Up by 2, Pioneers can really take their time here in this second half. Ball under the inside. Nice touch pass. That one's up off the glass, and that one is good by DeBrell. Give the assist to Burke.
You've seen each time that they've given the ball to Burke there in that position, she's gone and driven to the hole. This time it was a nice give-and-go action between her and DeBrell, and nice finish inside.
Here's a pull-up jumper on the right wing, or the right baseline, and is up and good by Garner. She now has 3 here in this half.
Nice answer from Garner there on the corner. She's got a nice-looking jump shot.
Kick out, pump to the top. Trying to look onto the inside, and that's going to be a lost ball off the far sideline. And it will be an inbound to the Knights.
Well, it seems the Garner may be in store here for a big second half, the way that the early moments of this third quarter have gone. With those 2 converted free throws and the nice jumper on the corner.
I don't know if Jay Frank White's attempted a three-pointer all night.
I think you're correct.
There's a runner on the left side, and there'll be a foul. I believe this will go against 23 Mays, which will be her second.
Yeah, I was trying to conjure up an image in my head of maybe it was one of the Piercy players for Jay Frank White who had attempted a 3, but I believe you're right. I don't think there's been a single one.
And we'll see Berea Piercy to the line. First shot on its way, good. All of her points, all 3 have come from the free throw line. She is now 3 of 5 from the free throw line. She'll have 1 more. Second one on its way, gets in. She now has 4 and the lead is gone. It's a tie ball game at 27. Pioneers into the front court. Again, a 2-3 zone look from the Lady Knights as the pass goes under the inside to Burke. She's tipped away from her. And the Lady Knights now with an opportunity to take the lead. 1 dribble, up off the glass, no good. Rebound pulled down by Burke. Burke going from the backcourt into the front court very quickly. She may take it, kicks out to the left side. Had her on the post. They give it back to her now, and she is tripped up, no call. 2 on 2. Going up off the glass, that one's good, and the Academy back into the lead off the basket by Cole.
Nice, fast, up-tempo basketball by Cole there, forcing the turnover on Burke on one end and being able finally to get some fast break points. I feel like Jay Frank White maybe didn't get in as many as they wanted to there in the first half. Good job there.
Pull-up 3, gonna be no good. And we'll go out of bounds back to the Lady Knights.
That was a key swing from Thomas Walker there. You saw the previous possession where it was Burke and it was Mays who provided a nice wall defensively that stopped Garner. Unfortunately, they gave it right back to the Lady Knights with a turnover the next possession.
Lefever's up off the glass, no good. Offensive rebound pulled down, and Lefever's backs away. Gives back off onto the inside. Burke with the steal momentarily as she'll lose it out of bounds off the baseline.
Boy, did you see Garner go and grab that offensive rebound? It seems that she was just so much more imposing than all the other players out there to be able to snag that board, but good job defensively by Burke to tip it away.
Pass it to the inside, turn around, no good. Rebound being fought for, and we'll go out of bounds, and we'll stay with Jay Frank White. Instructions being yelled in from the Thomas Walker coach. Lefevers kicks out. Excuse me, that was Lefevers on the receiving end. That was Piercy that kicked it out. Off to the right side. Got a wide open look. Goes up. That one's no good. Rebound pulled down to the backside by Burke.
Another key miss by Jay Frank White, missing the bunny inside after the blown assignment defensively by Thomas Walker.
Jay Frank White pretty well daring Thomas Walker to shoot this one from the perimeter. Under 5 to go third quarter.
So Coach Lovelace wanting them to keep pressuring that defense inside, keep attacking.
The one thing here on the high school level, no shot clock. So you can really try to set your offense up the best you can. There's a shot off the glass, no good. Rebound being fought for, and there's gonna be a foul. And I believe he called that against
DeBrell, I believe.
He did, you're right. He said, I saw 10, that's her second. I wanted to make sure it was her and not on Jay Frank White. 4:40 in counting left to go third quarter. The Knights have started this one off hot on a 7-2 run. Pass on the inside, going around. It's going to be they're going to call a foul. I believe that's going to go against DeBrell. And it is, and that's going to be her third.
Beautiful quick step there by J. Frank White's Berea Piercy. As soon as she caught the ball with her back to the basket, a nice spin in the opposite direction to get the defense out of position, and then, of course, to get DeBrell Botting for the foul.
Piercy to the line. First one falls in. She'll have one more as we will see Megan Moore into the lineup for the Pioneers. Again, Berea Piercy, all of her points at the line so far. She has 5, and she'll stay at 5 as the ball is being fought for on the inside. Into the front court will be brought by Schwartz. To the right side. Finally onto the inside, one dribble up and rejected out of there. And it's going to be eventually lost out off of the foot of Jackson. And it'll be the Knights to have possession.
It'll be interesting to see when Coach Lovelace for Thomas Walker decides to check Abby Bullens back into the lineup. She's been resting for some time to see if they can combat Garner's presence there. It's more so defensively than anything else.
The drive, the shot, no good. Offensive rebound pulled down. That one's no good. And finally pulled down by Thomas Walker.
And it's just a war inside in the painted area tonight.
To the right side. Burke, one dribble, pull-up jumper. Got it. Burke down to double figures. She has 11. And the lead is trimmed down to 1. Quickly into the front court. Lefevre's one dribble goes up. She's blocked. Pull down. Turnaround jumper. That one's no good. Rebound being fought for. And again, Thomas Walker comes away with it. Quickly into the front court. The give and go. One dribble. Kicks over. Finds somebody wide open. And that one is rejected out of there by Garner. Loose ball being fought for. Up off the glass. That one's blocked. And the play will stay with Thomas Walker.
Well, Thomas Walker was able to steal the ball back after the defensive rebound, and a nice-looking Euro step there by the freshman Burke, and a lot of heavy contact. It does stay with Thomas Walker, but now the pace picking up for both teams as you see Burke convert another one inside.
Wide open on the block. The only person that saw her was Coach Piercy from J. Frank White Academy.
Almost serving as a sixth man there, almost all the way out on the court.
Burke puts the Pioneers back into the lead. Here's an offensive rebound, pull back, and that one is up and good by Garner. We're going to see a battle here, I think, in the second half between Garner and Burke.
Yeah.
Rebounds, offensively more specifically, and putbacks.
Yeah, no doubt. It's being a duel right now between Garner and Burke. Another terrific offensive rebound and a pretty hook shot.
Being fought for. Top of the key, kicks off to the left side. Back over. Shot is blocked. I don't know how many blocks Garner has this evening. She's got to be close to double figures. I'm saying 10.
No, I was sorry. I was referencing. I think that foul's going to go in against 55 against J. Frank White.
And you're right. And that'll be her 4th.
So that sends Mays up to the free throw line.
So Berea Piercy picks up her 4th.
And again, you mentioned it. How long would it be until Piercy picked up the 4th foul? Was able to play almost 6 minutes with 3, but now has picked up that 4th, and at the moment staying into the game.
Mays missed the first. This one couldn't tie it. And she does so. Unofficially with 4, and we're tied at 32. The drive, kickoff to the inside. Bounce pass, a lot of playing down on the post as we're going to get a foul underneath. And we'll have a shooting opportunity here.
Good defense by Burke to try and force Garner into an uncomfortable position there all the way far on the baseline, but a better job from Garner to be able to find Cole, and she stays aggressive against the free throw line.
Shot on its way is no good by Cole. As we will see Anna Posey.
Yeah, here comes Piercy out.
Back into the lineup.
Out to the bench with her 4th foul.
That foul against Thomas Walker was against Isabel Schwartz. It was her 2nd. Second one on its way. That one's no good. Free throws have been an issue for both these teams, and we'll stay tied at 32 as we approach 2 minutes left to go here inside of this 3rd quarter. Pass to the inside. Kick the ball around. Through ball on the way. That one's off the rim, no good. And the Lady Knights will come away with it. They'll bring it into the front court. And we have a timeout taken by the Lady Knights Wait and see if it's going to be a 30. It's going to be a 30-second timeout here. Tied at 32, 149 left to go here inside of this third quarter. And it's been a fun one so far. You think about it, the Pioneers have really made a comeback here late in this quarter to tie this one back up. They were held to only 2 points throughout the first 4 minutes.
Yeah, I think that when they execute their half-court offense as opposed to their up-tempo style, I think that that's when J. Frank White is most effective here. When they force Thomas Walker into some turnovers and get to the free throw line consistently, obviously when you get there, the issue becomes, can you make those free throws? I think that they will be out to a significant lead if they had hit all their attempts thus far tonight, but I think that they've been more aggressive. They've been the more aggressive team than Thomas Walker here in this third quarter, and that's why they've been able to claw back into that deficit and tie this thing up at 32.
And again, from both of our memories, the Academy has not attempted a three-pointer all night.
Yes.
So out of the timeout, J. Frank White Academy will have the possession here in front of us. Pass onto the inside. Trying to drive, going reverse. That one's partially blocked. Picked back up on the offensive side, going up with it again. And getting the two is Berea Piercy. That is her first field goal of the night.
Nice looking runner after the first attempt was partially blocked by Burke. Good persistence for more second chance points.
2-3 zone again, administered by here the Knights. Pass over to the right side, looking onto the inside, trying to get it to Burke. Finally do so. One dribble, pump goes up, and she'll hit it.
What a tough bucket by the freshman there to get Garner up with that first pump fake and then to convert it while fading away from the long arms of Garner.
Stole it away momentarily. J. Frank White will retain possession, tied at 34 with under a minute left to go. This is Cole at the top. Again, Thomas Walker in a man-to-man. Gives off on the inside. Turnaround jumper. That's good. Abigail Garner has 7 in this half, has 19 unofficially in the game.
And a nice answer from Garner there. It's almost the same move that Burke just pulled off a moment ago. The nice fadeaway, they got it inside.
Schwartz at the point. Gives off onto the inside. That one's partially blocked and will be taken away by Garner. Academy driving, 20 seconds. They do not have the numbers. Kick off onto the inside, one dribble up off the glass. It's good by Cole, and she'll draw the foul.
Not great shot selection on the previous possession for the Lady Pioneers with Mays inside, but good recognition by Cole inside to absorb the contact and still get that one to go and try to get 3 points the old-fashioned way.
Anna Posley into the lineup for the Knights. That foul went against Isabel Schwartz. It was her third. Cole's attempt, no good. Rebound pulled down by the Pioneers. Down by 4, 10 seconds left to go, third quarter. It's out to Burke. Kicks off left side, 3-ball on the way, short, no good. Rebound being fought for. It will stay with Thomas Walker with 3 seconds left to go.
And that was a huge three-point attempt that was misfired by Jackson there on the left wing. Nonetheless, they will get a second try at it with 3 seconds left, I should say, here in the third period.
And head coach Dan Piercy of the Academy calling another 30-second timeout. His team's up 4. With 3 seconds left to go here inside of this third quarter. Should remind people we will have the varsity boys game immediately following us here, as it'll be the Knights under the direction of Corey Cheek taking on Thomas Walker here in our nightcap of the JFWA Showcase.
You mentioned how this J. Frank White women's squad is undefeated going in. So is the men's team at 4-0 thus far on the year, to our account.
To our knowledge. Something we were talking with Coach Piercy with before we went on the air. We had them down here initially as 6-0. He's like, no, we're 8-0. Here's our schedule. They've played 7 games. This is the 7th game they played in 11 days.
Yes. Talk about a grueling schedule to kick off your season, and they've responded very well to win every game that they've been in.
3 seconds left to go. It'll be the Pioneers' Schwartz to have the inbound on the baseline. Gets it off. It's touched. The Knights will have an opportunity. Here is a shot. It's going to be short, and that'll take us to the end of quarter break. We've got 8 minutes laid in front of us in regulation. Our score after 3 quarters of action is the J. Frank White Lady Knights 38. It's Thomas Walker 34.
So State Farm will be here to help protect our home?
Of course.
What about here?
Yep. Nice.
Okay. Here?
Who puts tinfoil in the microwave?
Here? Here? Here?
Feels a little awkward.
A little.
Here?
You too.
So cold.
Go with the one that's here to help life go right. State Farm.
Make Boone's BP your destination for everything from gas, snacks, and soft drinks to beer, wine, and lottery tickets. Boone's has some of the cheapest prices in the tri-state area. And while you're there, visit their 24-hour ice house to make sure your beverages are the coldest around. Boone's is just a short drive from Harrogate and Middlesboro and is open Monday through Thursday 6 to 10 p.m., Friday and Saturday 6 to 11, and Sunday 7 to 10. Boone's BP, located on 58 across from the Buffalo.
Welcome back as we get ready to start the fourth quarter of action here on our JFWA Showcase game. Game one between the Lady Knights and the Lady Pioneers. Again, there you see our score 38-34 in favor of J. Frank White Academy, outscoring Thomas Walker in that third quarter 16-9 to take the lead by 4 as we enter into the fourth quarter of action.
As we await the first possession here of the fourth frame, you see that Coach Lovelace at Thomas Walker has now inserted Bullens back into the lineup, waiting until the start of the final period in order to put the sophomore back into the matchup.
Three ball on the way from the left wing. That one's going to be short, no good. Rebound being brought down by Jackson, who had the shot. Second attempt is up and good, back time by DeBrell. She now has unofficially 8, and the lead is back down to 2.
Nobody knows where the ball's going to go better than the shooter, and that's how Jackson was able to pull down that offensive board, and a beautiful pass there to Cutting DeBrell for the bucket inside.
We'll see Berea Piercy back into the lineup here for the Knights. They'll have the inbounds on the baseline. Piercy has 4 personals in this contest. Inbounds comes in to the right side. Too many players in one spot for J. Frank White Academy. Now they'll eventually swing the ball around. Got one player way out here. Now that will be Piercy. Obviously, they want to look onto the inside as that one goes up, and they're going to call a foul on the inside, which will send Berea Piercy to the line.
Well, there were 3 Thomas Walker defenders there. The problem was there was just too much contact as DeBrell gets saddled for another whistle.
I believe that is her 4th.
That's a big call against Thomas Walker. She's the second leading scorer this evening, unofficially with 8 points behind Burke's 15.
Berea Piercy's first one is good. She'll have another as Thomas Walker will get Madison Mays into the lineup.
There's no doubt about it that Piercy's gotten tons of free throw practice tonight. She's been able to nail them more often than not.
Second shot on its way off the back iron. Will not find a way in.
Well, I jinxed it again. Adam?
39-36. Knights with the lead. 7 minutes remaining here in this final quarter. Ball swung over to the left side once again, back to the top. Now they'll swing the ball over to the right side. Pull-up jumper just inside the three-point line is up and good by Mays.
Clutch bucket under duress for Mays as Thomas Walker swung the ball around with a give and go on the perimeter and converted the 17-foot J, but a nice answer on the other end from J. Frank White.
LaFevers caught the pass, had the wide open lane, took it up. And now she has 3 unofficially, and the lead's back out to 3, 41-38.
Pioneers surrendering that relatively easy drive there on the corner after a made bucket as well.
Stole it away. Pass up into the front court, does not have numbers, and that's going to be a charging violation against Presley Cole. Did not have the numbers. It was a 3-on-1. And she'll get charged for the offensive foul as we will see Anna Posey back into the lineup here for the Knights.
Nice sequence from Mays from Thomas Walker with a nice jumper on the offensive end and then able to draw the charge in transition on defense.
41-38, just under 6.5 left to go. Right now the Lady Knights 20 points below their season average. Ball being swung around, 3 ball on the way from the left side, in and out of the rim. Ball being fought for and still being fought for down on the floor. It's going to be a jump possession that will send it the way of J. Frank White Academy. And we'll see Berea Piercy back into the lineup. Looks like Coach Dan Piercy going a little offense-defense here early in his 4th.
Yes, absolutely. Trying to maintain this 3-point lead with 6 minutes left in the 4th and final quarter.
Ball to the right side. Lefevre's thought about the three, decided not to. One dribble on the baseline. That one's up, no good. Backside rebound pulled down. And we're going to get a foul called on the far side. I believe that will go against Burke. And if it is, that'll be her third.
That's nice work by Garner again. Staying persistent there on the offensive glass after the miss by Piercy, getting to the line once again. It just seems at times it's almost like there's no answer on the boards there to go against the 6'4" frame for the sophomore.
Garner, first shot, it's good. She'll have one more, unofficially 2 of 5 from the free throw line.
With 20 points on the evening after that made free throw.
On its way. That one's no good. Backside rebound being fought for, and it's going to go out of bounds off of Thomas Walker. And Thomas Walker is going to take a full timeout. 5:52 left to go. Let's take it with them. It is 42-38 in favor of the Lady Knights here on our JFWA Showcase.
From good food to good music, Angelo's in the Gap has your recipe for a good time. Whether it's our signature cuisines, piping hot and fresh from the oven, or our cold selection of domestic beers and other adult beverages, Angelo's blends your taste buds with the finest local music around Wednesday through Saturday night. If you're looking to unwind or to begin pregame, catch Angelo's Happy Hour from 4 to 6 p.m. daily in the vault. Angelo's open 4 to 11 p.m. Monday through Thursday, 4 p.m. to midnight Friday, noon to midnight on Saturday, and noon to 9 p.m. Sunday. Angelo's in the Gap. At Emery Exterminating Company, we have more than 30 years experience in pest control and are a family-owned full-service company that utilizes integrated techniques to manage pests that invade your home or business. If you have a rodent, ant, or bug problem, Emery Exterminating is dedicated to reducing your insect and pest populations. Our belief is that we're only as good as our employees, and that's why each of our technicians are extensively trained with the latest technologies and are reliable, efficient, and professional at all times. For more information of what Emery Exterminating can do to rid your home of unwanted pests, contact us today. Emery Exterminating Company.
Back here at the Mary Mars Gymnasium, it'll be the Academy to have the inbound. Ball goes onto the inside. Pull around, up and good by Garner.
Nice catch and shoot by the sophomore on the turnaround fadeaway right there on the left block, going one-on-one with Bullens and converting the jumper.
44-38, 6-point advantage here. And Burke draws the triple team. Pull-up jumper, that's inside the three-point line. That one's no good. And right now the Lady Knights into the front court. They're going to attack. Going up with the runner. That one's up and good by Briea Piercy.
Nice right-handed runner from Piercy there. Again, all of a sudden this lead's turned into an 8-point advantage for J. Frank White.
Three ball on the way. That one's off the front iron, no good. Backside rebound pulled down, and there will be a foul.
The tough offensive board from Burke, and these are some free throws that the freshman's going to have to convert here for Thomas Walker, down by 8. They're going to have to keep attacking the painted area. They've got to come up with some defensive stops, as I believe this is the Lady Knights' largest lead of the contest.
I believe you're correct, yes. Burke is 1 for 3 from the line so far this evening, make her 1 for 4. She'll have one more with 4:55 left to go here inside of this fourth quarter. Second one on its way. That one's good. Burke unofficially was 16, but the lead is 7, 46-39. And Coach Piercy will take looks like be a full timeout. We get the indication here real quick. This will be full. 46-39, 4:48 left to go, fourth quarter here in our JFWA Showcase game here on LMU Community TV.
What we're trying to do at ARH is not just provide care, but to provide the highest quality of care. We are one heart.
So you'll be here to help protect my car?
State Farm will be here.
Okay. What about here?
Yep. Nice. My screen didn't crack.
Thank goodness. What about...
Obviously.
Here?
I don't think so.
That makes sense.
What about here?
Here too.
Awesome.
That wasn't my fault.
Go with the one that's here to help life go right. State Farm.
We have 4:48 left to go here inside of this fourth quarter. The Lady Knights with a 7-point advantage, 46-39. Unofficially, Garner on the evening with, 22 points?
22 points, 9 above her season average for the team.
And right now, it looks like the Academy going to let the air out of this one.
Yeah, Thomas Walker's going to have to press J. Frank White here significantly over the last 4.5 minutes here.
Changing out of their, not going man-to-man still. Here's a drive, and Lefevre's will just pull this one back out. This is one thing about high school basketball.
Yep.
Is there is no shot clock, so you can really just kind of almost pull like a Dean Smith look and go 4 corners if you want.
And it seems that's typically what J. Frank White Academy is doing here on this particular possession.
So we're approaching the 4-minute mark here left to go inside of this contest. Here's the drive. Piercy goes up with it. That's a runner, no good. Rebound being fought for and brought down by the Pioneers. They've got to run.
Yeah, can't be any hesitant here if you're Thomas Walker. Able to get the stop after about a 30-second runoff on the clock. Now you've got to score in bunches down by 7.
Ball into the inside, taken away momentarily. It'll go out of bounds and will stay with Thomas Walker. As we will see Posey and Piercy switch positions once again. Offense, defense.
J. Frank White's done a tremendous job here in the second half of not continuing to stay in foul trouble. They've been terrific over the final 16 minutes.
Ball comes to the inside, and we're going to get a foul now against Garner. And that'll be her third.
And that's exactly what Thomas Walker needed there on the inbounds. Right to Bullens and right to the cup, going right at Garner, and she will get to the free throw line. Now it's the question of, can you convert those two from the charity stripe?
Bullens 1 for 2 from the free throw line. Good opportunity here for the Pioneers to score with the clock stopped. Shot on its way, good. Bullens now with 6. As once again we'll see the Posey-Piercy switch. And Bullens to have one more. Shot on its way. That one's going to be off to the right.
Lane violation.
Well, he had a lane violation against Thomas Walker.
Yep.
I saw him make the call, but I was trying to see who it was actually against, but he never said. And now the Knights will bring it up into the front court. Again, it's not going to be on the defense here, as we'll get a foul. Thomas Walker faithful not happy with that call. Foul will go against 35. It's Burke, and it'll be her 4th.
Yeah, crucial whistle there against the freshman as Piercy once again was able to drive to the cup and draw the contact. No wasted motion there on that possession for J. Frank White, opting for 2 points with the clock stopped at the free throw line.
Berea Piercy's first shot is good. Unofficially with 11 on the evening. Piercy will have one more. Make it 12. And then she'll take a seat as once again we will see Anna Posey into the lineup. 48-43, 3.5 minutes left to go here for the Pioneers. Led majority of this contest. It was a run in the third quarter by the Lady Knights. They really turned this game around as this one is stolen away.
And you've got to feel that J. Frank White's in prime position for a victory now after that turnover. If they can score here, that'd be huge, as that would push the lead out to double digits.
Fevers will drive, goes up, blocked momentarily, gets her offensive rebound. She'll kick it out, and again, it's the Lady Knights. Nope, they'll kick off into the corner, Lefevers. I don't see them taking a 3 at this point in the game. Again, I don't believe they've shot a 3 this entire evening.
Yeah, well, that was another crucial offensive rebound to give them extra time here on the offensive side.
Shot no good, kicked out to Burke. Burke's got to run at 2:45 and counting. She'll pull up, pulls the trigger from downtown. That one's short, no good. Rebound being taken down by the Knights, as it was Piercy. Kyla Piercy that time. Off into the hands of the Lefevers. She'll put the ball on the court. Being guarded
Yeah.
And now they're going to start the fouling, as that'll be against Bolins, and I believe that'll be her 4th.
Yeah, you wondered how long that Thomas Walker was going to be able to play on the perimeter before committing that foul. Had to get there at some point, and now that will send Piercy back to the free throw line, where she has been excellent tonight.
It's actually going to be Lefevers.
Oh, that's right, it is.
Lefevers was the ball handler at the time.
You're
she
correct.
has 3 on the night, 3 points that is. Give her now 4. She is now 2 of 3 from the free throw line.
Lefevers and Piercy both have similar builds. They also play the same way. They're both very tough ball players.
We will see DeBrell back into the lineup, as it is essentially trading 4 fouls for 4 fouls at this point. And if Lefevers can hit this one, that'll be the first double-digit lead for the Academy this evening. And she does. She has 5 unofficially, and with 2:15 and counting, pressure's on Thomas Walker. They've got to attack. Ball down, pull down for the baseline, jumper no good, rebound being fought for on the backside, and it's going to go into the hands of the Knights. Thomas Walker in the backcourt trying to foul, and now they will accomplish that, as this will go against, I believe that's going to be Isabel Schwartz. That'll be her 4th.
Yeah, the foul trouble's now starting to rack up for Thomas Walker, coming with 1:54 left on the clock. You've got to believe now that J. Frank White, if they can continue to convert at the free throw line, that they'll be in very, very good shape, as they already are with a 10-point advantage.
Free throw no good. Berea Piercy will have one more, as they are in the double bonus. Second shot on its way is good. 51-40, less than 2 minutes left to go here. Lady Knights trying to improve to 9-0. 3 ball on the way. That one's short. And it's going to be lost out of bounds. Back to J. Frank White. Some full court pressure. Lefevers gets it into the front court. Fakes out 2 defenders. And now J. Frank White passing the ball around.
Playing keep away now from the Thomas Walker defense.
And it'll be a foul committed by Madison Mays. That'll be her 3rd.
We talked about at the halftime break how the Lady Knights were almost 40 points away from their season average. Well, here in the second half, they're only 10 away from that. It's been a great offensive effort here in the second half. Of course, these free throws have helped somewhat for J. Frank White. As there you see another one converted by Piercy. They've really lived at the free throw line over the past few minutes, but this second half has shown tremendous poise by J. Frank White not to get rattled by this halftime deficit and to come out now to a 13-point lead.
31 points is what they've scored here in the second half as a team.
Yep.
And it's now a 13-point advantage under 90 seconds left to go. Stick with us in the postgame. We'll talk with head coach Dan Piercy about this game, as there's a 3-pointer by Jackson. Thomas Walker not done. Ball brought into the front court. Pass now to Lefevers. She'll kick off to the right side to Piercy. And Piercy will be fouled. That will go against DeBrell, and that will be her 5th. So DeBrell unofficially will go out with 8 points for our calculations here.
Yep. She's had a nice day for Thomas Walker. She was moving the ball very well when she was away from the basketball, if that makes sense. You know, on the offensive end, doing some things to get open and having some nice cuts so far tonight. But obviously that ends her day with 8 points.
Berea Piercy hits that one. She'll have one more. She unofficially has 16. She misses that one. So she has almost reached her season average. Burke at the top, and we're going to get a foul on a hold by Presley Cole.
Really didn't see a whole lot of contact there against Cole. Nonetheless, I guess she got just enough of the elbow there. And
when Burke went to make her move, I think she mostly got her hand stuck, but yeah, it was a hold.
Yeah.
Pass swatted out, go back out of bounds. 54-43. An 11-point contest. Again, the Lady Knights trying to improve to 9-0 on the season. Thomas Walker got to move with some urgency here. That J. Frank White defense. There's a steal. And we're going to get a foul away from the ball, or excuse me, at the steal, I should say. I believe they're going to give that one to Burke.
And if it is,
that's
then
her fifth.
Yeah, that's 5 for her.
Unofficially with 16 on the evening. That'll be the end of the night for the freshman. And that will bring Abby Bullens into the lineup. Bullens has 4 personals of her own. And that will send Kinsey Lefevers to the line to shoot 2. First shot on its way, it's good. Lefevers unofficially with 6. Second one on its way, in and out, no good. Rebound pulled down by Thomas Walker. Pioneers up into the front court with 35 seconds left to go. 3 ball on the way from the corner. That one's good. Jackson with back-to-back threes.
Both in that same spot, too, there on the left corner.
55-46. It's back down to 9. And it'll be Jackson to commit the foul. I believe that'll be her first. So we finally find somebody that's got some fouls to give. But unfortunately for Thomas Walker, it will send Piercy to the line once again to shoot 2.
If you want anybody at the free throw line here tonight, then Piercy has definitely been your best option if you're J. Frank White.
First one on its way is good. Back to a 10-point advantage.
Right at her average now with 17 points tonight.
Second one on its way. Off the back iron, no good. Rebound being fought for. Picked up by J. Frank White. And the easy basket is up and good by Lefevers. 10 seconds left to go, a 12-point contest. Lady Knights will improve to 9-0 here. Thomas Walker will fall to 1-2. Just a matter of what the final score is going to be. Ball goes on to the inside, knocked around, and that will do it. So they trailed at halftime, but they come back to win, scoring 36 in the second half. J. Frank White improves to 9-0, defeating Thomas Walker this evening, 58-46. With that, we're going to take a quick break. We'll get head coach Dan Piercy in here and talk about this victory over Thomas Walker when we return here on LMU Community TV.
Whether traveling for business or pleasure, Sleep Inn and Suites of Middlesboro, Kentucky invites you to dream better here. Located at the foothills of the Cumberland Gap, Sleep Inn and Suites offers luxurious rooms equipped with microwave fridge combo, desk, ergonomic chair, wireless internet, and 32-inch flat-screen TV. While staying with us, visit our fitness center, wake up to our complimentary hot breakfast bar, or have a bedtime snack with our fresh-baked cookies. Sleep Inn and Suites, located off Highway 25E, Middlesboro.
At J. Frank White Academy, academic excellence is affordable. The J. Frank White Academy is more than a high school. Your child will have room to grow in mind, body, and spirit. Small, safe learning environments, individualized learning plans, and cutting-edge technology. Every child deserves a quality education in a safe, nurturing environment.
Final score in game 1 of our showcase. It was the Lady Knights defeating Thomas Walker by the score of 58-46. Joined alongside now by head coach Dan Piercy. And coach, first off, congratulations, 9-0. I'm sure you are looking for a break considering how many games you have played in a row here with your team.
This is our 9th game in 14 days. I think that's what hurt us a little bit tonight. We're exhausted. We've traveled. We figured we had traveled already 1,000 miles for the season, and we're only in. Well, I guess this is the last day in November, so it's been crazy for the last 14 days.
Talk about what you talked to the team with at halftime. They were down essentially by 3 points. They come back, win it 58-46. Really erasing with a 15-point turnaround.
Well, one of the things that I've told the girls all year, I said, if we play defense and stay consistent, we'll be fine. If we play anything else besides that, we don't have the depth to just where I can rotate in players in and out. So I said, we've got to be smart, take care of the basketball, do the little things, and I said, let them make the mistakes, and we'll be fine.
You avoided the foul trouble a little bit this evening. You had a few players, one, Berea Piercy had 4. You had a bunch of colors with 3. But the one thing we noticed throughout the entire game, and this is our first J. Frank White game we've seen this season, we do not believe you attempted a single three-pointer all night.
I would believe that. We are averaging 61 points a game in the games we've played so far this year. And we've only shot, I think, 15 for the year.
Wow.
And but we've shot almost 65%. We shoot a great percentage, but we know that if we go hard to the hole, we get to the free throw line, and the girls can make things happen. We were almost to our average. We made 58, but we left a lot of easy points out there tonight.
All right, Coach, congratulations, 9-0. Enjoy the nightcap here.
Thank you, appreciate you.
All right, head coach Dan Piercy, again, his team a winner this evening, 58-46 over the Lady Pioneers of Thomas Walker High School. Leading scorer, it looks like, for the Academy was Abigail Garner, who had 22 points. Leading scorer for Thomas Walker was Burke, who had 16 points before fouling out of that contest. It's a quick turnaround here in our JFWA showcase. Let's take a break. When we return, we'll start previewing men's action between Thomas Walker and J. Frank White Academy in our nightcap. Again, the Lady Knights win game 1 of our showcase, 58-46. Back after this with pregame for the boys game. Right after this here on LMU Community TV.
Best tailgate, brisket.
No, real football y pollo asado.
Hoops and wings. Dude, subs.
Hot dogs.
Chili dog.
No, Dodger dog.
It's gotta be crawfish.
Now you're talking. Burgers.
7-layer dip. Ribs. No contest.
Hummus.
What?
You need a hot grill.
And ice cold Coke.
Of course.
Football and Coke. Come on.
It's got to be Coke.
Game day.
Race day.
Calls for Coke.
You know it.
Grab yourself a Coke.
It's tailgate 101.
Well, it finally happened, Zachary. Somebody burned down my she shed.
Nobody burned down your she shed, Cheryl.
Well, my she shed's on fire.
Your she shed was struck by lightning.
Zachary, is my she shed covered by State Farm?
Your she shed's covered, Cheryl.
You hear that, Victor? I'm getting a new she shed.
She shear?
Mm-hmm.
That's wonderful news.
Go with the one that's here to help life go right. State Farm.
7 years, never a scratch.
That's more than a scratch.
What do you think about a new truck, buddy?
State Farm knows it's more than a truck, so why not give it the protection it deserves?
I am so sorry.
Talk to a State Farm agent today.
At Holiday Inn, you know you're staying with the best in the business. That's why at Holiday Inn Express of Middlesboro, our goal is to meet your every need, from our standard rooms to our mini and executive suites. At Holiday Inn Express, we're here to make your stay in the area a relaxing one. Start your day with a delicious breakfast, get a workout in our outdoor pool or fitness center, visit with friends on our patio, or tie up loose ends in our business center. Whatever your need, Holiday Inn Express of Middlesboro has you covered. Let us show you why we're a 3-time award winner with IHG. Holiday Inn Express, Middlesboro.
So, State Farm will be here to help protect our home.
Of course.
What about here?
Yep. Nice.
Okay. Here?
Who wants tinfoil in the microwave?
Here? Here? Here?
Feels a little awkward.
A little. Here?
You too.
So cold.
Go with the one that's here to help life go right. State Farm.
Make Boone's BP your destination for everything from gas, snacks, and soft drinks to beer, wine, and lottery tickets. Boone's has some of the cheapest prices in the tri-state area. And while you're there,